Association of American Railroad Safety Operation, Part 5, Vehicle Scales, 2013. Table of contents, general foundation requirements, capacity size, testing procedure, tolerance, security means, marking requirements, graduation, digital increments, scales equal to the automatic zero tracking mechanism, semi-automatic zero setting mechanism, manual zero setting, electronic motion detector, and power source. Section 5.1. All the purpose of the rules established recognize the requirement that the vehicle scales other than railway track scales. All scales represented with complying with the recommendation shall meet all the requirements. Vehicle scales may be mechanically analog, digital, a combination thereof. The scales shall be meet with the specification requirements of the National Institute of Standard Technology, NIST, Handbook 44, state laws of the jurisdiction in which the state is located. The vehicle scales shall have been validated to the NETEP certification conformance. All vehicle scales should be equipped with indicating the recording elements. Section 5.2. The scale foundation must provide with the following properties: adequate strength to resist the pressure for the earth and traffic, adequate bearing of the area to provide with minimum soil bearing capacity as follows: reinforced pier type, the non-reinforced soil bearing capacity of the 3,000 pound-foot squared reinforced floor slab rule, fully reinforced soil bearing of 1,500 pounds per square foot, adequate drainage, adequate access, soil mechanics for the proper servicing. 5.2.1. Requirements of the pit type of the foundation. The minimum depth measured for the bottom of the wedge bearing structure of the floor of the pit should be 24 inches from the load of the cell, the two section lower type of the vehicle, and the axle load scale, 32 inches from the three or more section level type scales. 3B. The entrance of the pit. A minimum one of the openings should be provided with the scale pipe at the pit neck covering the pit wall and provided with the access to the pit, except for the two options should be provided with the platform to the scales and platform along with the 48 feet. Opening the scale pit with the pit neck can be either circular, not less than 24 inches in diameter, square with less than 22 inches inside. Suitable cover shall be provided. Entrance through the pit walls maintained with 30 feet wide. The top of the opening shall be lower than the bottom of the main girders with the bottom of the opening with this approximately even with the floor with the center line with the line lever extending with the pit opening with the shall be less 27 inches from the opening of the side openings. Wall and piers. Main loading of the bearing should be reinforced in concrete not less than 12 inches thick, poured with the depth of not less than local frost lines. Steel parameter coping angles should be installed with the inside of the edge of the top of the pit walls. 5.2.2. Approaches. On the approach of the end of the scale, there should be the straight approach as follows. All at least with the width of the platform, at least one length of the platform is not required to be more than 40 feet, not less than 10 feet, and if any of the approach adjacent to the platform be constructed durable material, but ensure the portion remains smooth and level on the same plane of the platform. 5.2.3. Grout. Lever stands load cell base plates shall be properly leveled and grouted, and if necessary to provide even distribution load over the full surface of the stand plates. The loading cell base shall be leveled in tolerance not more than 0.15 thousandth of an inch with consideration leveling weighbridge transverse and gradual longitudinally. 5.2.4. Piers. Piers must be combined with the loads applied with the weight of the scale. The weighbridge plus the maximum anticipated scale of the settlement which should be included. It should be in the uniform through the structure. 5.2.5. Anchor bolts. A minimum of 4 anchor bolts should be used in load cell plates where the design created with the upshift and the shear reaction of the anchor bolt. The anchor bolt reference in 5.2.5a shall not be less than 7/8 of an inch diameter. Shall be embedded with at least 8 inches in the concrete foundation. Anchor bolts should have the hooks and plates embedded within at least 6 inches below the finished concrete bearing surface. 5.2.6. Safety piers. Safety piers. Other devices should be provided with the strict with vertical movement of the weighbridge to no more than 2 inches less than the case of a scale member. 5.2.7. Foundation. Coping and pit coping. Miscellaneous form of the pit walls provided with the structural steel angle with an informed iron frame to form a pit opening. The angle should be at least 2 inches by 2 inches by the quarter inches and shall have the welded projection to provide anchoring into the concrete with 4 feet intervals. The higher recommended frame will be welded in joints prior to the minimum of the crack in the pit walls and will otherwise occur. Foundation support with any scale with the fixed location shall be provided with the strength and rigidity performance permanency of components with the clearance and provided with the all the liable and parts of extent with no contacts as a result of the loading receiving element MTF throughout the wing of the range of the scale. 5.3. Capacity inside the vehicle. Scales concentrated load capacity or dual axle capacity. The weighbridge size must be suitable with normal traffic vehicle configuration. Axle loads using scale. Concentration load capacity should not be less than 125% of the heaviest axle load. The concentrated load capacity defined in the capacity range of the vehicle and the axle load livestock of the specified manufacturer defined maximum load concentrated on which the weighbridge is designed. In the case of the vehicle axle load, the maximum allowable load concentration for 2 groups. The angle of the center line line between 4 feet apart with the axle width of 8 feet from which the weight bridge is designed and specified by the manufacturer. The concentrated load capacity ring from the bolt attached use. 531 weight bridges. The main girders of the weight bridge should not be defective more than 1/600th of the span of the midpoint when loaded to rated with a concentrated loaded capacity or dual axle capacity. Section 5.4 Testing procedure and tolerance. Testing procedure tolerance must be a requirement for the jurisdiction in which scale located. Section 55 Security manuals. Position should be applying security seal with the manual of the required security seal with the broken before the adjustment, making the appointment, making any component with the affecting performance of electronic device. Or the device should be designed with the provision of applying with the security seal, but it should be broken for the use of any other approved providing security. Change audit trail available for the time of the inspection before any of the changes affect the meteorologically integrity of the device to be made with the electronic mechanism. Section 5.6 Marking requirements. All scale manufacturing January 1st, 1986 must be marked with the accuracy class, designation, nominal capacity, concentrated load with the scale division D, the verification scale E, and through the differentiation D clear of the device using the untemperature of the range of the 14 foot to 114 degrees Fahrenheit and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature range must be conspicuously marked. 5.7 Graduation digital increment. The value scale of D increase with the unit weight shall be equal to 1, 2, or 5, decimal multiples, submultiples of 1, 2, or 5, and binary submultiples of specific unit of the weight. Section 5.8 Scales equipped with an automatic zero tracing mechanism. The non-operating condition scales equipment with the maximum weight of the zero with the place on the removal of the weighing port or that format 1/53 scales division. Automatic zero tracking mechanism is disabled during the static test for the scale. 5.9 Semi-automatic zero testing mechanism. Semi-automatic zero testing mechanism observer only indicate with disabled the plus and minus 3 scales division. Section 5.10 Manual zero testing and manual zero testing setting shall be operable acceptable. The tool outside of entirely separate then the mechanism enclosed in the cabinet. Section 5.11 Electronic motion detection. The recording of the repeating of the weight value. The electronic indicating elements prohibited with the indicator stable with plus minus 3 scales. Devices equipped with the averaging circuit that have been tested and found to meet the applicable tolerances. Section 5.12 Power source. The power requirements of electronic instrument load circuitry. Electronic cables must confirm applicable regulatory requirement codes in the scale. Must satisfy the tolerance requirements with the scale equipment is subject to the RFI, EMI, influences which may exist during the normal scale operation. Section 6 Hopper type scales. This is something I wanted to read.